What is up, YouTube? It is ArealR32 here, your number one source for everything Yu-Gi-Oh related, and I have you guys Tyler Tabman's wind-up deck. I just got done with the game with it, and my God, do I love this deck. It's the best wind-up build I've ever seen, and I want to run you guys through this deck list. It looks pretty standard, but I do want to review. I do want to look over some things that he did and some choices they made. So to start off, you have your 3 wind-up rabbits, your 3 wind-up rats, your 3 wind-up sharks, 2 wind-up magician, the 1 wind-up hunter, the 3 tour guides, the 1 Sangan, 3 effect veiler, 1 spirit reaper, and a Gorz. For the spells, you have 3 MSTs, 1 heavy storm, 2 wind-up factory, 2 instant fusion, 1 book of moon, 1 dark hole, 1 pot of avarice, 1 mind control, and 1 monster reborn. Sorry, I almost said heavy storm there. For the traps, you have the solemn brigade, double torrential, double bottomless, and mirror force. For the main deck, some things that stuck out to me were the 2 wind-up magician, because you usually see people running 3, even some people only use 1. 3 veilers, the builds I've seen, at least around in my area, I've only seen people use 2, but it was a good meta call on his part to be using triple veiler. And then he only used 8 traps, no fiendish chains, not in the main or the side. He decided to go with double bottomless. And then the triple MST in the main, I think, was a very good call as well, since people are always going to be setting back row, and this deck can lose to back row just because it no longer has priority. When you go summon wind up rabbit, and if they have that solemn warning, you have got to be ready to get rid of their back row, which is why you main the 3 MST and the heavy storm, because you want to be able to get that back row out of there. You know, wind up rabbit basically gets over everything except for solemn warning, solemn judgment, and other counter traps like that. Because no one's even using Divine Wrath anymore unless your deck is completely random jank and or garbage. So I mean, you know, you go summon, they trap hole it because they can't bottomless it, obviously, or if they torrential it, you just banish the little bunny. And then obviously 3 tour guides saying it's standard. Everything else is standard. Side deck: double Snowman Eater, 2 Max C, 1 Kaiku, 3 D Fisher, 1 Soul Taker, 3 Shadow Imprisoning, double D Prison, and 1 Dust Tornado. What stuck out to me in the side was definitely the double Max C, the Kaiku, the 3 D Fishers, the 1 Dust, and I think that was it. Double Max C, I can tell you right now, you see these prices right here where it says $34.97, $41.16, $48.95. Give it about a day or two, and I can tell you that the low is going to be 50, the average is going to be 60, and the high is going to be 80. I mean, I'm just telling you right now, that's what it's going to be. Because, I mean, everybody with there was just using Maxi, Maxi, Maxi. If you read the final round feature match, which was a wind-up mirror match, by the way, I mean, Lewis, it was like, the guy's last name was Lewis, and then it was Tyler Tabman. Lewis goes Max C. And then, you know, Tabman, he makes his move and passes. Lewis does something, whatever, passes, and then Tabman beats him the next turn. I mean, like literally, the first duel, like, whenever they type it out on the website, it was literally 3 lines. And the 4th line was just meant for, like, oh, you know, he took quick game 1, they both went for their sides. You know, it was literally 3 lines. And then game 2, Lewis wind-up looped him, which was, like, 7 lines. And then, going to Kaiku. This was a very good tech choice because this definitely hurts Chaos Dragons. I would know because I used Chaos Dragons at a locals in Orlando, Florida, which, by the way, that local sucks, but I'm going to talk about that in a different video. Very good call on the meta because, you know, like he said in YCS, what was the last one? Philly, I think? I don't remember. He said he was using Final Countdown because that was a good meta call. Everyone was using Chaos Dragons. Well, he wanted to prepare for Chaos Dragons. The Triple D Fisher, he said definitely don't use this against Dino Rabbit because, you know, Dino Rabbit doesn't really care about their graveyard. They use D Fisher for crying out loud. But you definitely want to use this against Insectors, Chaos Dragons, anything that uses the graveyard or can at least use it to the advantage, you know. And then the 1 Soul Taker, I found this to be interesting. Me personally as a player, I don't like to use 1 single of a card unless it's like one of those staples or that you can only run 1 of. But something like Soul Taker where you can max out on 3 on, I just prefer to have at least 2 just to have a better time of drawing it. And then the 3 Shadow Imprisoning, he really wanted to prepare for that Chaos Dragon and Inzektor matchup because Inzectors, if they can go off, they can literally just pop a squat and take a crap on this deck. Um, Double D Prison. It's just better monster removal. You know, in case you ever need, you know, just to get those big beaters out of there with Chaos Dragons, get their light pulsars, their red MDs out of there. Dust Tornado. Once again, back row removal. You want to be able to shut down that back row as quickly as you can so that you can be able to either loop them or set up your field presence. Extra deck. The 3 Zen Mighty standard. Adrius, Tyrus, Roach, Utopia, Tempo, Leviathan, Leviair, Zenmains, Acid, Giga Brilliant, and he was using Cybersource, but he said he would have preferred to use Reaper on the Nightmare just because it's good with Monster Reborn. And Dragonus the Wicked Knight for level 3. But he was using Cybersource because, literally his words, not mine, he was too lazy to find a Reaper on the Nightmare, so he decided to go with Cybersource, which is what I'm going to be using because I don't have a Reaper on the Nightmare. I'll just be using Cybersource and probably Cherubin the Fire Knight, just because I like the art on that thing. It looks really cool, not going to lie. Nothing really stood out to me in his extra deck except for Steel Swarm Roach. He said whenever he was going against Chaos Dragons, he said he definitely went straight for Roach or for Utopia to be able to help shut down their attacks. Tempo, he uses in his final round feature match, be able to help get those exceeds out of there. I like it. Not only does it get the exceeds out of there, but also, you know, Tempo gains 500. And that was the only degen he ran, so, you know, 9, 21, 22, sorry. I was just counting that out. You know, it goes up to a 2200 beat stick. Yeah, and then it just degen monsters you currently control. So if you end up being able to drop a Giga Brilliant and 10 Tempo, use 10 Tempo's effect, as long as he's face up, he's a 2200 beater, detach a material with Giga Brilliant, all of a sudden you have a 2500 little boy who looks like the freaking little drummer boy with horns on top of his hat and looks like a little, like, Mexican boy or something, I don't know. And so, but anyways, and then, you know, all this stuff's pretty standard. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like, favorite, rating, something that shows that you love this video and you want to kiss it and hug these little bunnies until their backs that are made of, like, probably machines break. And you don't want to get bit by a shark, because I'm just telling you right now, if you don't like or favorite or comment or something, you are going to get bit by this shark. I'm not going to lie. No, I'm just kidding with you guys. Or who knows, you know, your effect might get, who knows, maybe your effect gets negated. I don't know. If you catch my drift, your effect gets negated, white boy. Oh my god, okay. Oh, by the way, he also said that he might take out the Gores for one Snowman Eater, just because he said the Gores would put him in awkward situations, because, you know, you have Factory on the field and stuff. Anyways, if I get the chance, I'll link you guys to the video that I saw of this deck profile, and then if I don't get the chance, just look up Tyler Tabman wind-up deck profile WCQ. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Peace!